the Springfield, they have a gun show expo. The expo, gun show expo down where gun manufacturers and gun control settlement can set up shop and just have a gun display there, and that's a main attraction for many people. They don't sell it there, of course. They'll take it to the parking lot, sell it. They'll do something under the table illegally.
Thank you.
There's money at stake, and I've heard also from members of the gun lobby who admitted to me that there are plenty of illicit sales going on in the parking lot, and the recommendation was made from a gun lobby member, a gold member, that we should do something about having additional police patrols and details in the parking lots to thwart some of these illegal sales. There's much more we could do to stem the flow of these guns right here on our own state, and S1195 has a lot of wonderful measures in it that will crack down on the sources.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just have one quick question for the panel. If there is any proof of any illegal under the table sales going on, has anything been reported to the local law enforcement at that meeting?
I'm not aware of that. It looks like I have better access to it.
I'm not sure. Can you clarify the question? Who would be doing the
reporting? It was
reporting?
mentioned that there was some sales going on at the Big E in regards to gun sales, and then it was further question that it may have been done in the parking lot of an automobile or under the table. So was anything reported to local law enforcement if anything was being done illegally there?
And who would be doing the reporting?
People that whoever witnessed if there's any sales being done under the table.
Well, if someone was engaged in an illegal sale, they would be, in fact, turning themselves in. So I haven't heard of that. But
well, my further question is, if you may, then if you got information on illegal sales going on, or underhanded sales, or whatever, something should have been reported right then and there. Why? That's my question. Why wasn't it brought up under there? Or whoever gave you this information, why didn't they report it to local law?
Right. I think it's safe to assume that if 40% of the guns that are turning up in crime are originating in Massachusetts, that there are some sources that are culpable, and that there's a lot of underreporting. And I agree with you. We should really find out who's not doing their job, and let's go after them and prevent some of these guns from ever ending up on the streets of Boston. Let's shift the focus beyond just the kid caught with the gun to some of the people who are supplying them way upstream.
Well,
So I agree with you.
When statements are made, I just question that. Obviously, whenever things are done illegally, we should report it right then and there. That's what law enforcement is for. And if there is not enough law enforcement at a place, we address it with the local authorities of that community.
Yeah, I think another solution might be, again, consistent with what the gun lobby member himself recommended, which was to have some police monitoring the parking lots outside the Big E, where we've heard anecdotal evidence of illegal sales, there's a strong chance that we could thwart some of those illegal sales in the parking lot with a few measured steps.
Mr. Chairman, just a question of gentlemen. So back to the Big E, because the Big E is actually right adjacent to my district. You're saying that Ag 1 is my district, so back to the Big E though. So when you're saying that you could purchase a firearm without having any sort of ID, are you referring to someone legally purchasing a firearm at the Big E and offering it to you for sale illegally in the parking lot?
Absolutely.
Okay, but hold on. So you weren't talking to a gun dealer in the Big E that said you don't need a license to carry anything. It was someone out in the parking lot that offered you a gun illegally.
Who bought it from?
Correct. Legally bought it though, and then offered it to you for sale illegally. Okay, so it wasn't a gun dealer in the Big E that said no license to carry, no registration, no ID. Here's your gun.
No, and I apologize if I
Okay.
came across that.
Okay. And just to remind everyone, selling guns illegally is illegal.
Hello? Hello?
Any further questions from the committee? Thank you, members of the panel.
Thank you.
All right, we've got some individual members of the audience that have signed up. In the essence of time, and not to rush anyone, but we would ask, we're going to start bringing you up 3 at a time, even though you're testimony may be somewhat related or not. First, Leo Laskin of Framingham, Alan Vale of Arlington, Heath, I'm sorry, your last name Langer?
Langer, Mr. Chairman.
Langer. Please step up. I'd ask you to identify yourself, where you're from, affiliations, and group if applicable, and tell us your stories.
My name is Leo Laskin. I'm from Framingham. I'm not with any group or anyone. I'm here by myself, as I've been to nearly all of these gun-related meetings that have happened over the last couple of years. I do have 3 pages of written testimony, but I'll try to make it brief since I am sharing time with 2 other individuals. And point to the primary bills that I'm either against or for. H665, which is the bill regarding insurance and registration of firearms as a local police chief. I'm fervently against this bill. We effectively are going to create a new way for insurance companies to make money. There's no current existing insurance policy that's provided by any insurance agency in the U.S., as far as I know, that offers some sort of liability policy for $250,000, as we're asking for in this case, that exists. We're going to create a new way for them to make money in a time when we're already financially cash-strapped, all of us looking for the extra penny to buy that Dunkin' Donuts coffee in the morning. Already in Massachusetts, it costs multiple hundreds of dollars just to obtain your first firearm. You have to pay for a firearms course. You have to pay for a licensing fee. You have to pay your local licensing authority. You might have to pay a doctor. Some licensing authorities require you to go for a doctor's visit to verify that you're mentally sound to own a gun. Then, plus, on top of that, you have the cost of a firearm. A new handgun at a local firearms dealer runs roughly $500. So we're talking about a minimum of $700 there. Now we're going to add on another fee that you need for every single firearm, probably hundreds of dollars a year to be able to possess firearms. This is going to make it so that basically nobody who is cash-strapped can ever own guns, period. H1561, micro-stamping regulation. I've already heard the gentleman from the NSSF speak about how the bills in New York and California are really not active at this point. The firing pin on a firearm, based on what the microstamping regulation in California and New York says and how the microstamping technology works, would have about a 10 micrometer film on it that would actually stamp the firearm serial number on the bullet casing. This is easily filed off with a nail file. I don't know how many of you have a pair of nail clippers, but I know I do. Take about 30 seconds. Not a very safe way to keep track of things. The other bills I want to speak on are the general pepper spray bills. My wife is a college student. She's going for her master's at Framingham State University. A simple Google search of the word Framingham State University and rape pops up quite a few results, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because Framingham State University is a college campus and pepper spray is considered to be ammunition, it's not allowed on college campuses. My wife, who does carry a mace on a regular basis, has to stop at home, drop her mace off, and then go to class, where she faces a higher likelihood of having a sexual assault than anywhere else in the state of Massachusetts. I urge you to release those bills favorably. I also urge you to go with Goal on their House 1568, which is not under discussion today, but I urge you to release that favorably as well. I'm going to submit copies of my written testimony here, and I'll let these other 2 gentlemen speak.
Thank you. Alan?
Chairman Schulte, Chairman members of the committee, fellow residents, my name is Alan Vale. I live in Arlington. I'm in training for a software robotics company in Cambridge. I'm the father of 3 children, and I'll be celebrating my 16th anniversary this Thursday with my wife. I'm also a gun owner. In the short time I have, I'd like to tell you about why I'm here today. I come from a long line of gun owners. My great-great-great-great-grandfather, Lieutenant Thomas Vale, was in Vermont militia that fought in the Revolutionary War. My great-grandfather, Alan Lewis Vale, was a big game hunting guide in the mountains of Wyoming. My grandfather and my father both enjoyed shooting, and my father had used his firearm on several occasions to protect himself and others from evildoers. I inherited some of my father's firearms when he passed away. They are important reminders to me, not only of my father, but also of my heritage. My family and I moved here to Massachusetts in 2009, but it wasn't until last December that I started doing some research to find out what I needed to do to bring my guns into the Commonwealth.